and subscribers, welcome to Funtelligence Hub. You may be thinking today why there are 4 cartoon Christmas characters on my screen. Well, I was thinking because it's Christmas, well, close to Christmas at least, what we're going to do is these cheeky characters will pop up sometimes in my slideshow. You're going to have to remember their names as best as you can, and you're going to say them out loud. Not even saying them out loud, but maybe humming them, or singing them, or shouting them with parental permission. But you have to say it. And I have faith in you because you can remember their names. Ellie the elf, Frosty the snowman, Rudy the reindeer or Ruby the reindeer, and Holly the holiday fairy. Now you can just say their names. Ellie, Frosty, Rudy or Ruby, and Holly. So let's get started. Today is the 15th of the 12th month, 2024. And the yellow is to discover facts about the Bermuda Triangle. Now, along with that, we're going to gather all those facts together and we're going to make it into a suspense story. Now, you may want to read this suspense story to your parents, leave them hanging off of a cliff. Not literally, it's a metaphor. Don't do that to your parents. But, I mean, leaving them intrigued and bemused because we're going to be creating a suspense story. And I'm emphasizing that because we want to hook the readers in. We want to leave cliffhangers at the end of each paragraph, but we also want it to have a sense of happiness at the ending or at the start. So it could be negative to positive or positive to negative. Now, instead of doing a suspense story, you may be thinking, why can't we do a story about maybe a pen, a magic pen, that whatever you draw, it comes to life, or a story about a dog, a little dog who goes on quests with you. Well, that could turn into a suspense story, but we're doing the Bermuda Triangle because it's famous for its bemusing and quizzical mysteries. It's okay. So, without further ado, let's get started. You will need your thinking hat. I said that first, but you will need your thinking hat, a pen/pencil, and a notebook/paper. Let's get started. So, the Devil's Triangle facts. That's the same as the Bermuda Triangle. But I say the Devil's Triangle because it's easier to remember and it's more ominous. The Bermuda Triangle is not officially recognized as a specific geographical location. So here, this is just because it's marked in the map, because it's a picture. But in most maps, in all of the maps really, that you see, the Bermuda Triangle will not be on there because, as we will clarify later on, the US thinks that the Devil's Triangle is not a threat, which is kind of peculiar. Despite its fame, it is not marked on standard maps and has no official boundaries, like I said. However, its reputation for strange occurrences has persisted due to its vast size. That means its big size. The triangle covers a massive area of ocean, approximately 500,000 square miles. That is a lot, making it difficult to monitor or investigate comprehensively. That means, if we break it down, it means that it's so big that it will be so hard to investigate. Whereas, say, again, with the pen, it will be easy to investigate and pull apart because it's so small. But maybe this hand cream, it will be harder because it's bigger. And this is going to be our makeshift Bermuda Triangle. This is going to be the River Nile. High traffic. This region is one of the busiest maritime and air travel routes in the world. That's kind of confusing. Thousands of ships and planes cross the Bermuda Triangle every year without incident, which makes disappearances even more puzzling. Oh, I'm getting the chills. Alternate names, like we talked about. In addition to be called the Bermuda Triangle, it's also ominously been nicknamed the Devil's Triangle due to the myths and legends associated with it. Ooh, even more chills and goosebumps. Despite its infamous reputation, there is no official acknowledgement of the Bermuda Triangle as a danger zone. So that's what I was talking about earlier. Because they're not on maps, because it's not a danger zone to people. Because the US government and other maritime agencies consider it's no riskier than any other part of the world oceans. That's confusing. Ruby or Rudy the Ranger. She's here. Say hi, Ruby or Rudy. Incidents of the Bermuda. The history of the Bermuda Triangle is as fascinating as its reputation. The first recorded mention of the area's mysterious nature dates back to the late 1800s, but it became more widely known in the mid-20th century. So, this is the 21st century, so about around 100, 200 years ago. A few notable points include the coining of the term. The phrase Bermuda Triangle was first used in 1964 article written by Vincent Gaddis for Argosy magazine. Gaddis described a series of strange events and disappearances in this triangular region of the ocean. Now, I don't know, triangular, I would have known something's coming if a whirlpool was triangular because I always saw them as a circle and a sphere. Earliest recorded incidents. One of the earliest stories linked to the Bermuda Triangle is the disappearance of the USS Cyclops in 1918. This massive ship, carrying 309 crew members and passengers, vanished. Am I seeing this? Vanished, wow, without a trace while travelling from Barbados to Baltimore. World War II incident. Oh, I've been learning about World War II in class. World War II incident. In 1945, so about 5 years after World War II started, so it was ending then. Flight 19, a group of 5 US Navy bombers, went missing during a training exercise. Despite a massive search effort, neither the planes nor their crew were ever found. So that's why it became more widely known in the mid-20th century. So the mid-20th century was probably 1940s, 1950s. This is a group task, which is optional, and I don't think we do tasks that often, but it's a new thing I've introduced. It's Holly! Say hi, Holly! So this is optional, but the task is your team will act as investigators. Get your magnifying glass, trying to solve one of the famous Bermuda Triangle disappearances. One, you choose an incident. It could be the USS Cyclops, Flight 19 in World War II, or the Witchcraft Yacht. You can Google about that. You have to research possible causes, natural, scientific, or supernatural explanations, and you have to combine facts with creativity. You're going to present your theory, share your findings and reasoning with the group, discuss how your theory could explain the disappearance. If you don't have a group, you can just do the whole thing without step 3. Or if you don't want to do it, you can skip it. These are discussion questions if you want to do them. Why do you think the Bermuda Triangle continues to captivate people worldwide? It's Frosty the Snowman! Say hi, Frosty! Are they real or exaggerated things or incidents that happened with the Bermuda Triangle? Can technology solve all mysteries, or are there some areas of the world destined to remain unexplained? Now that was destined. You don't know what I'm talking about, but my dog Destiny is mentioned in this, but only in past tense. That's funny. So, when it means can technology, maybe ask ChatGPT. It's a sneaky little thing, but just tell your parents it's for research. I'm thinking if technology can solve all of world's philosophic mysteries. These are fun facts. There are no boundaries. The Bermuda Triangle isn't officially on maps. We talked about that. The Atlantis theories. Some believe the lost city of Atlantis is under it. That makes me want to go to the Bermuda Triangle. Well, that's on my bucket list. No, not going into the Bermuda Triangle, but soaring over a private jet. Just me and my family and my pets. And we're going to soar over the sky. And below us is going to be a protective glass layer, kind of like a glass floor. That's what it's called. And I can see the Bermuda Triangle under it. That is my bucket list, my supernatural and fantasy bucket list, of course. Alien stories. Ooh. UFOs are a popular explanation for the disappearances. UFOs! Imagine aliens saying to you, I need you. No, I'm not trying to scare you. Aliens aren't real. Compass woes. Early sailors reported strange compass readings. I've got my thinking hat on. Warm waters. It's part of the warm and powerful Gulf Stream current. Okay, that's explainable. Hollywood star. Many movies and shows feature its mysteries. I can believe that. Still in use. Planes and ships pass through it daily without issue. We talked about that. Old legends. Strange stories go back as far as Columbus's time. Storm zone. Hurricanes often pass through this region. A diver's paradise. Its shipwrecks attract divers from around the world. Well, this is a note to all divers and a note to myself. Please, don't go into the Bermuda Triangle. You're costing your life for it. Even if it gets you millions of pounds worth of content, you won't be there to take it and input it. I'm scared now. Creating your own suspense story. So, as I said earlier on, we're going to be creating our own suspense story with all of these facts that we've gathered. Of course, you can rewind on YouTube, but maybe try to remember, because then you can remember for your life. So I'm going to read you my opening, and with your opening, you want to hook in the reader. So your opening needs to be the strongest, because that's what will engage the reader to reading on more into your story. The ominous ocean was unnervingly still, its surface reflecting the darkening sky like a mirror. Captain Morgan's hands trembled as he gripped the wheel of the Sea Voyager, his eyes fixed on the compass. The needle spun frantically, refusing to point north. So that is a form of not alliteration. There was alliteration here, the ominous ocean, and here it is personification, taking a human-like quality into an object or an animal. A strange hum filled the air, growing louder, vibrating through the deck beneath his feet. The radio crackled with static, then went dead. Captain, what's happening? A crewman asked, his voice barely more than a whisper. Well, I didn't say it in a whisper. Before Morgan could answer, a blinding light erupted on the horizon, swallowing the sky and turning night into day. The ship groaned under an unseen force, and the air around them felt heavy, electric. Then, as if the ocean itself had opened its jaws, the Sea Voyager began to tilt. Oh! Morgan shouted on an order, but his voice was drowned by the deafening roar of the light as it surged closer. And then, just as suddenly, everything went silent. But, that's my opening. You can magpie things from my story, but try to make it all yours, because that's your uniqueness in your story. You can, of course, have to pause here to do your opening and your middle. Your middle is just as the same as your opening, but it doesn't need to hook in the reader that much. But of course, it still has to be strong. So this is my problem and resolution. As the eerie silence settled over the crew, the Sea Voyager came to an abrupt halt. That means like a very sharp halt. Though no land or obstacle was in sight. The ship shuddered violently, another use of personification, as if gripped by an unseen force, and the lights flickered before plunging them into darkness. Engines are dead! The chief's engineer's panicked voice echoed from below from below deck. Captain Morgan's pulse quickened. What do you mean dead? Get them back online! It's not the engines, sir, another crewman shouted, his face pale. The backup systems are fired. The compass isn't working either. It's like something's interfering with everything. Above them, the clouds churned unnaturally. That means like mixing together. A swirling vortex forming in the sky. The hum that had haunted the ship earlier returned, louder now, vibrating through their bones. I think it's hyperbole because, or oxymoron, because it's exaggerating so much. Then the water around the big, oh, we read that. We're being pulled in! Someone screamed. Panic erupted among the crew as the ship creaked and groaned under the pressure. Captain Morgan clenched his fists, staring into the dark moor ahead. Whatever this was, it wasn't natural, and it wasn't letting them go. That was my problem. You have to pause it to do your problem, but I'm going to read you my resolution. The sea voyager was seconds from being swallowed by the vortex when, suddenly, the chaos stopped. The whirlpool vanished, the ocean stilled, and an eerie calm replaced the deafening roar. The ship rocked gently, as though nothing had happened. The crew exchanged wide-eyed glances, their breaths ragged. Captain Morgan stumbled to the deck rail, staring at the endless horizon. The compass, once spinning wildly, had now pointed true north. What just happened? A crewman whispered. I didn't whisper. Morgan didn't answer. His eyes were fixed on the water below, where faint glowing symbols pulsed beneath the surface before fading into the depths. Whatever force had gripped them was gone, but its presence lingered, like a shadow on the edge of reality, a simile. They'd escaped, but the triangle wasn't finished with them. Not yet. So that's kind of my resolution and my ending. You can mix them together if you want, but I decided to do this as a short story so I could read it to you all. Words you can use in your story. Phrases for atmosphere. Oh! It's Ellie the elf! Hi, Ellie! Phrases for atmosphere. Uncharted waters. Lost without a trace. You know what? There's 40 of them. So I suggest you take a screenshot of it. Trust me, it's worth it. Take a screenshot of it and you can refer back to this slide. So I'm just going to keep it going for a second. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And it's gone. Oh, and that's it. Tune in for more at Fantelligence Hub. Like and subscribe. But first of all, before I go, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Bye. See you next time.